extraordinary tough new laws targeting outlaw biker clubs have now taken effect, with police in Australia breaking up a poolside birthday party last week and charging attendees for their tattoos displaying now banned club logos.
First and foremost, at this point in time, tattoos displaying of a prohibited insignia, such as the Rebels format or anything relating to the Rebels OMCG, is an offence in a public space.
Police in Western Australia have started wielding their brand new powers, anti-association laws and anti-insignia laws that are forcing outlaw bikers to hide their colours, cover tattoos, drape over clubhouse signs, and be arrested if they get together in public.
And you're under arrest for consorting, that?
Even for a peaceful poolside party. The Mob reporter here with a taste of the new biker life in Australia's largest state, after police began enforcing new rules as an unwanted Christmas gift for bikers who they've made public enemy number one. Let me tell you about it. The state's laws were declared to be the toughest in Australia.
Get on your knees.
A country that already is probably the toughest against outlaw bikers of any democracy.
On your knees.
It gives police tremendous power to stop bikies, as outlaw motorcycle club members are called in Australia, from gathering in public places and from wearing or displaying their patches or insignia in public. The first arrests were just announced on January 15, 2022. Although they took place the week before at a hotel in a coastal suburb outside Perth, the state's largest city. A member of the public called police reporting a party at the hotel pool by members of two large motorcycle clubs, the Hells Angels and the Rebels.
Fortunately, guys, you've heard of the new legislation that's come in? No, we haven't. Oh, well, I'm sure you have been, okay. So as of Christmas Eve, a new legislation came in from the Criminal Law, Unlawful Consorting and Prohibited Insignia Act.
The caller, according to police, said tattoos from both clubs were visible, prompting a rather low-key raid by officers with Western Australia Police's Gang Crime Squad. Officers found several club members and their partners drinking, eating, swimming, and enjoying a celebration of the birthday for one of the rebels. All of them were detained under the new law for an impromptu investigation of their identities. 5 club members were then charged with displaying prohibited insignia. We see some of the infractions here. We can also see there are no club cuts or vests, the official patches of the biker clubs, but we do catch a glimpse of one of the ways club members are trying to skirt the law by wearing sports team regalia that share the club's colors. In this case, it looks like a Chicago Bulls basketball jersey, which is in a similar red, white, and black worn by Hells Angels. Those associated with the bikies were then issued dispersal orders, breaking up this party, but also preventing them from getting back together again for several days. Such is the power of the new laws. The Unlawful Consorting and Prohibited Insignia Act came into effect in Western Australia on Christmas Eve. It names 46 motorcycle clubs and street gangs as specifically designated groups. Among them are the Mongols, the Hells Angels, the Rebels, the Banditos, Gypsy Jokers, Comancheros, Coffin Cheaters, Mongrel Mob, Black Power, God's Garbage, Nomads, Outlaws, Sachudera, Rock Machine, and many, many others. And since Christmas Eve, 11 members of various groups have been charged with displaying prohibited insignia, and 16 have been served with dispersal orders. On December 27, 2022, a police checkpoint found various infractions on club members' motorcycles, including 1% stickers and custom paint jobs. On December 30th, a Rebels MC member was ticketed at a hotel in Perth for displaying his tattoos. Here we see the sign outside of the Coffin Cheaters Clubhouse in Mandurah was covered to avoid a charge and fine. At a God's Garbage Clubhouse in Kelmscat, they painted over the logo on their clubhouse door. On New Year's Day, 2022, police stopped this guy, who then scribbled over his bikey tats with a marker pen to avoid a charge. He told officers he was soon having them removed by laser treatment. On January 6th, a member of the Mongrel Mob had his color seized. The Mongrel Mob was imported from neighboring New Zealand, and I explore that interesting organization in another video that I'll link to below. And finally, a member of the Comancheros MC had a ring with the club's insignia on it seized, police said. Scofflaw bikies can be jailed for 5 years for repeat offences.
Police! Search warrant! Open the door!
Australia has been one of the toughest democratic countries in cracking down on outlaw bikers, and still they seem to flourish. Queensland, for instance, a state on the other side of Australia, has an anti-consorting law it recently enforced against members of the Mongols Motorcycle Club, after officers followed them to Hamilton Island, a popular tourist area near the Great Barrier Reef. Here we see inside scenes from that intervention from October 2021. 3 Mongols members were charged with habitually consorting with a recognized offender.
So that's why you're in our custody.
Yep.
We're going to convey you from here back to Airlie Beach Police Station where you'll be formally charged.
These latest moves in Western Australia were sparked by recent public acts of violence, including the shocking slaying of former boss of the rebels, Nick Martin. He was shot by a sniper at a crowded public car race in December 2020. Police caught the sniper and he's cooperated, leading to the arrest of the man he claims ordered it. The officials behind the new law clearly feel they have broad public support for it, and they pull no punches about its purpose. They are proud of how tough and uncompromising it is.
Like, we want to outlaw them, but how do you get rid of them? They're like the COVID-19 virus. They just sort of pop up everywhere. We just can't legislate them out of existence, but we can give the Western Australian Police the legislative tools to keep on disrupting, and make this the most inhospitable jurisdiction in Australia.
When speaking of the law, both Attorney General John Quigley and Police Minister Paul Papalia said it's designed to give club members a clear choice.
So we have a very simple message to bikies. This is the time. You have a moment. It's time to get out of the gang or get out of Western Australia.
Quigley and Papalia seem to relish tackling the bikies head on. Quigley in particular seems to love baiting them.
We expect there to be challenges because the bikies have a lot of financial resources by selling drugs to our children.
Not surprisingly, there are concerns and expected challenges of the law. One prominent bikie, Chris Ballistic Orchard, compared his homeland to North Korea for his new restrictions on his freedom. Here he is with his tat for the coffin cheaters on his arm. That's a homegrown Australian club. Concern also comes from outside bikie culture, however. Human rights advocates and constitutional law experts ask what the law means to freedom of association and peaceful assembly in the country, even though these notions aren't protected in Australia in the same way they are in the United States and some other jurisdictions. Such laws seem inconceivable in the United States, or even in Canada, where freedom of association and freedom of expression are protected in constitutional documents. In Australia, however, there seems to be a bit of competition among some politicians of different Australian states over who is the toughest in their fight with bikies. And so it is not only bikies who will be carefully watching this. I'm sure police and public safety officials in other states are waiting to see how it goes as well, perhaps with an eye to copying it. Thanks for watching.